Hello and welcome back to Cloveriness. My name is Michelle and I'm here today to share with you my August book haul. August was a really amazing month for books and I'm so incredibly lucky that I've had so many books come in to my house this past month. Now I have this weird thing, and I don't know if you do it as well, that I find I can't read any of these new books that come into my life until I've shared them with you in these monthly book hauls. So that is partially why I'm filming and uploading this video a little bit early. Let's get started. The first book that arrived for me in August is Vivian vs. America by Katie Coyle. This is a sequel to Vivian vs. the Apocalypse, which came out last year. I haven't actually read Vivian vs. the Apocalypse as yet, but I'm reading it at the moment, and I won this book in a Goodreads giveaway. I enter so many Goodreads giveaways, and this is the first book that I've actually won, and I was really excited. I've heard really amazing things about the first book in the series, which is why I knew that I was gonna always read that book, and now I have the sequel. The second book that arrived for me in August is another sequel, and that is Earthfall Retribution by Mark Walden. This is the second book in the series. I haven't yet read the first book. I'm not sure if I'm going to. We'll see. Another book that arrived this month is a final finished copy of Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini, and it's a really gorgeous cover. It arrived wrapped in this beautiful tissue paper that went really well with the cover, and it was really nice to open that package. I love this book. I really do. It was really exciting and addictive, and I have a major crush on one of the male characters in this book. I'm so excited to read more in this series, and if you haven't yet read this book, get to it soon. Macmillan also sent me these two books by Haley Long with new covers. What's Up with Jodie Barton, which I absolutely adore, and also the first book in the Lottie Biggs series, Lottie Biggs Is Not Mad. I absolutely love both of these books. I already have copies of both of these books, but I do quite like the funky new covers. And I really do highly recommend that you pick up both of these books. Next up from Adam, I received Deliverance by CJ Redwine. This is the third book in a trilogy. I have I've read and loved the first book. I have the second book to read on my Kindle, and having the third book in the series is a really good push that I needed in order to get to the second book. So thank you, Adam, for that. Now the next book that I received was really exciting, and that is The Baking Life of Amelie Day by Vanessa Curtis. I've read and loved so many books by Vanessa Curtis. This one looks like so much fun. It's quite different from her Lila May and Zayla Green series, but still it looks gorgeous. It's quite a slim little book, but at the same time, along with the book, I was sent these two bookmarks, some recipes for some of the things that Amelie Day cooks during the book, and also, this is so exciting for me, this tea towel! Can you see it all? Which I just think is like the most wonderful little touch. Thank you so much to both Curious Fox and Georgia for sending over all of these fab goodies for me. I cannot wait to read this book. Next up is 5 books that are so incredibly exciting for me. I have to tell you that like right at the top of my list of favorite publishers at the moment is Baroncan Stoke. I love what they do. This month they sent me this package of 5 amazing sounding books. First up is Soul Song by L.A. Weatherly. I've read her first book in her Angel series, and I think Soul Song is the third book in another trilogy. I don't have the first and second book, so I will have to hunt around for those, but I also have a book by Mary Hoffman, Angel of Venice. Mary Hoffman does a lot of really great historical fiction books, and I'm imagining that that is the same. Oh, it's set in Venice in 1571. We have another historical one here with a new one by Mary Hooper. This one's called Ring of Roses, and I can just see from the back that this one's set in London in 1665. So there's that to look forward to. We have one by Teresa Sullivan. I recognize the author's name, but I can't quite think of anything that she's written. It doesn't really matter if I don't know anything about it. I quite like going into a book completely unaware of what's going to happen or anything about it, and I just get sucked into these really great stories. Now, the last book by Baroncan Stoke is one that I've been super excited about, and that is Brace Mouth, False Teeth by Sita Brahmachari. I've read a couple of books by Sita Brahmachari before and loved them, and I just love this cover. This is the first time I've seen the cover, and I wrote a blog post recently about wanting more people of colour on the front of a book, and this is a perfect example of what I'm looking for. So hurrah! I'm very excited to read that one. So I have 3 books from them this month. The first is The Illusionists by Laura Eve. I really loved the first book in the series, Fearsome Dreamer, and I'm so excited to read this one. I also have The Memory Keepers by Natasha Nagan. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. But this one looks really fun and exciting as well, in a future London. And finally we have This Book is Gay by James Dawson. I really love that this book has been published and it's available. I love that James Dawson has tackled this whole subject and included lots of case studies and things from LGBT teenagers and I don't know who else, but I just think it's a fab book and I can't wait to get started. Now, the last of the review books sent from publishers is Killing Sound by Paul Southern. This looks a little bit on the border of what I'd probably read, and it sounds really scary, and I kind of I'm really intrigued, but I'm also a little bit scared. I love this bright yellow, it really stands out. Honestly, I really cannot wait to get started with this one. It sounds like it will be a lot of fun. Now, the 3 books that I want to share with you are 3 books that I bought myself. Last month it was my birthday. I have a bit of birthday money to spend. It's been kind of burning a hole in my pocket, if I'm truthful here. And I went out one day to Reading and I was desperate to buy something, and I picked up 3 books that have been on my wish list for the longest time in the world, and it made me really happy to finally be able to go out and buy them, especially because I was on a book buying ban for such a long time. It is nice to just enter a bookstore knowing that I'm going to be leaving with my own purchases. So here are some of the books that I got. The first is Lobsters by Tom Ellen and Lucy Ivison. I actually met Lucy Ivison at Yelk recently and she's hilarious. I heard really good things about her book and I'm so excited to read this. I really want it to be as funny and adorable and lovely as everyone has been saying that it is. So won't be long before I get to this one. I also bought Banished by Liz DeJager. Liz is a friend of mine. I've followed her blog when she was blogging for absolutely ages. I love running into her. Finally have your book. Hurrah! And this last one is the one that I'm super excited for. This is the book that I really want to read straight away, and that is Starring Kitty by Kara Staton. I just love the sound of it. I really do. I love that there's going to be more in this series. I love that there's actually going to be 2 books by Karis out next year. And what I really love about this book that I didn't realize until after I'd bought it is that my name is in the acknowledgements. Aw, thank you. Those are the books that I picked up and were sent for review in August. Let me know where you think I should start. Have you read any of these? What did you think of them? Do let me know in comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.